Welcome back to Keep On Collecting. Firstly, before we kick off, thank you to our friends at Mattel who have very kindly given us this figure for free so we can have a look at it and share it with all our followers on the channel. All right, let's kick this off. What we have in front of us is the new 8.5-inch New Eternia Whiplash in the MasterVerse line. So this New Eternia is a subline of the MasterVerse, which up until now was recently focused just on the Netflix TV show. So recently we've seen a He-Man and a Skeletor and a Two-Bad, and now we've got Whiplash, and here's some pretty cool artwork, very reminiscent of the classic Whiplash that we quite used to. On the back we have basically the figure that's going to be in here. This is the classic concept. Back in the 80s, Mattel had sent Filmation some, I guess, concept art of how Whiplash should look. He was green with some purple armor and yellow legs, which if you have a look at the mini comic that came with the vintage Whiplash, Clash of Arms, you will see that it's quite close to the art that Mattel had sent way back in the 80s. Alrighty, let's open up this bad boy and see what's inside. Alright, here he is. Whiplash in all his glory. He-Man is looking on. The tail itself comes separately, and you have to insert it into Whiplash's back there. This looks very cool, very reminiscent of the vintage Whiplash there. So here's Whiplash with a removable helmet. Nice fit, just fits over his ears very nicely. There we go, take that off. Comes with a spear, very reminiscent of the vintage line. A lovely orange spear. And comes with a loincloth here, which we can take off. There we go. So it just clips on with the belt. And we have some detachable purple armor as well, which just slides in behind under his arms. You basically have to remove his head to remove the armor. So this, without the armor and the helmet, that is a very classic vintage looking Whiplash. It also comes with an axe. Not too much detail in the axe, so no, just all the basic silver, no brown handle, no weathering or anything on the axe. Comes with a torch, which is a pretty cool accessory. You can take the flames off. It's probably better like that, I think. So it's pretty cool, like that. And got a couple of spare hands as well, just closed fists. So he's a bulky fella. I think he can only lift his arms up to about 90 degrees, like that. The spikes on his arms stop him from lifting it up any further. But I guess for posability, you can still get some pretty cool poses out of him. I think for display purposes, I'm going to keep him just in his purple armor, because this is what New Eternia figures are all about. I love the detailing. You can see the scales on his legs, on his arms, on his hands. It's a really good paint applications. Nothing on the fingernails though, just plain green. And we have some, well, there's 30 points of articulation. I'm not going to go through them, but I'm pretty impressed that the tail can wobble around there. Here he is against the vintage Whiplash. I love how they've bought in the spear. It's very similar to the vintage one. You're basically getting two figures in one, so you can convert him from original Whiplash into New Eternia Whiplash. I like it, very clever. So just trying to bend the knees, very stiff. I don't want to break it. There we go. It's very stiff, but there it does. It does bend in the end, but it's backwards, so there you go, you can be running along. So yep, but he's sort of in that position, very similar to his vintage counterpart from the 80s. The slightly bent leg in permanent position. Overall, I really enjoyed this version of Whiplash that Mattel have whipped up for us. Let's maybe just look into a little bit of the history of New Eternia itself and the concept art, and a bit of a history of Whiplash himself, which I didn't know too much about prior to receiving this figure. So what do you think of the New Eternia Whiplash? Is this something that you're going to get into your collection, or will you pass on it? So remember to stay safe out there, look after yourselves and your families, get into your toy rooms every now and then, and just remember to keep on collecting. See you later, guys. Thanks for joining us. Stop hogging the limelight, muscle boy.